So I'm actually breaking one of my rules today. I called off work today. Now look, fucking Monday and Tuesday I had to call off because I didn't sleep Sunday and Monday night. Wednesday I go into work. Wednesday when I go into work, the HR lady comes out and goes, "You're getting your flu shot today, right?" And I went, "Is that today?" And she goes, "Yes, that's today." And I said, "Yeah, I'm getting it." And she said, "Well, we need to move you up because they're going through them really fast." And I'm like, okay. So we got a new time. I go in and get my flu shot, right? I come home, I'm exhausted, fucking do the whole thing I did, made a video for you guys, get ready to watch the debate, and it's starting to get hot in here, you know? Like, it's just starting to get hot, and I'm like, well, maybe it's just getting hot outside, you know, it's 9 o'clock at night, but hey, I don't fucking know, the weather's weird. It's starting to get a little hot, and, you know, I watched the debate until about 10 o'clock. I'm still trying to get through it, but, dude, it doesn't, pretty much watching the first hour of it was enough for me to get exactly what was going to go on the rest of it. It was amazing. It was so good. So I'll take a brief moment to talk about the debate right now. I'm watching the debate, and fucking this shit pisses me off, man. I want to, man. Honestly, I don't like this debate any better. I want to be fair. I want to be very honest. I don't like this any better. I can understand what this fucking senator lady is saying, and it's so much harsh shit. I can't even fucking take it. She just blamed the Donald Trump tax cuts on two things that is fucking ridiculous. First, she said, because of the tax cuts, now we have a $2 trillion boost in the deficit. No, we don't. That came from COVID. That was the first $1 trillion boost to our deficit that has fucking come in the last 4. Are you fucking kidding me? So she just blamed the COVID. She blamed the tax cuts on the COVID relief money. She's an idiot. And then beyond that, you know what she fucking said then? What she finished up with? And then the tax cuts allowed companies to take their business overseas. How the fuck does that even make sense? So Obama raises taxes, all these companies go overseas. Trump lowers taxes, and all these companies go overseas? What? Huh? What? What do they need? What do they need to stay here? What the fuck, Kamala? What are you going to give them to stay here? Because Obama and Biden raised taxes, they all left, and then Donald Trump lowered taxes, and then they still all left. So I don't get it. What do you do then? I don't understand. Oh, sucks that I can remember shit longer than 4 fucking years ago, huh? The debate was fucking awesome. It was exactly what I wanted Donald Trump to do against Joe Biden. And Donald Trump didn't do that. Donald Trump needs to do what Mike Pence did with Kamala Harris. Every time she brought up something, she even went so far as to go, we should tell the truth. You know what? I did last night. I recorded like little snippets of me, like as I was watching it, I would stop and record, you know, just me screaming about whatever she said. Maybe I'll just pepper those in throughout the fucking course of this video. Wouldn't that be fun? And then they asked about how fucking care, and Trump, Pence does his thing, and then Kamala Harris does her thing. And at the beginning of her thing, she says, "That's all lies. If we're going to talk about this, let's use the truth." And then she proceeds to lie. Like, just nonstop. She starts throwing out all this shit that she's saying that Trump, they haven't done any of that. Who the fuck is talking about pre-existing conditions? Donald Trump came out and said explicitly, "I love the pre-existing condition parts. That's like the only good thing in the whole fucking thing. It doesn't fucking work. It didn't save people money. It doesn't work as in the site was shit. It didn't save people money. I know people personally that were like, yeah, my insurance went up. Obamacare. Right? Didn't fucking save people money. And if you weren't using it, you got fucking fined. That's right. You got fucking fined. If you weren't using it, you got fucking fined. That's bullshit. So people that couldn't afford to buy health care They can't afford to buy health care, so they don't buy health care, so they get fined. That's fucking retarded. And the first thing that Trump did, he said, I want to get rid of the whole fucking thing. And they said, he can't get rid of the whole fucking thing. And he said, well, can I get rid of this stupid fine? And they said, you can't get rid of the stupid fine. And he said, well, what can I do about this stupid fucking fine? And he said, well, you set the percentage of the fine. And he went, really? And he went, yeah. So you can set it to 0% if you want to, if you don't want there to be a fine. And he went, 0. And now there's no fine. But the system doesn't fucking work because the website's still for shit. And it doesn't save people fucking money because it's essentially just forcing you to buy healthcare. Like, that's really it all is just essentially forcing you to buy healthcare. And they give you cheap, dirt-ass fucking prices for your cheap, dirt-ass fucking healthcare because they don't care, because the health insurance companies are still making a fuck ton of money even though they're selling now this cut-rate piece of shit healthcare. Because now everybody has to buy it. Who benefited from that? She comes out with all this fucking bullshit. He's gonna get rid of pre-existing conditions. If you're pregnant, he's coming after you. What? No. Fucking no. Nobody's coming after pre-existing conditions. The only time I have ever heard Donald Trump say anything about pre-existing conditions, it's been that he loves them and he doesn't want to get rid of that part. So, what? Citation needed, Kamala. So, yeah, it just, all it really did for me was just even more highlighted the dual realities that we live in. Kamala Harris said a whole bunch of bullshit. Mike Pence called her on all her bullshit. The moderator lady called her on some of her bullshit. It was fucking hysterical. Everybody's looking at Kamala like, they actually, like, it went so poorly for them that they started fucking talking about how Mike Pence was mansplaining shit to her today. And I'm like, and I still say the same thing about mansplaining that I always say about mansplaining, alright? Just because I'm a man and you don't fucking know something and I explain it to you, that doesn't mean I'm doing it for some sexist reason. It's because I'm a person and you're an ignorant person. And I have knowledge that, for whatever reason, is germane. Because we all love germane on this channel. It's germane. So you're fucking having that knowledge too. So I explain to you so that you will cease to be ignorant. And then for you to say that it's a sexist thing, alright, look, man. Just keep being ignorant then. Just keep not fucking knowing shit. I won't bother to explain anything to you anymore. Just keep being stupid. That's obviously what you want. Whatever. That's kind of where I am on mansplaining. But yeah, so Mike Pence just did nothing but mansplain shit to Kamala Harris the whole fucking night. Dude, like, this is one thing that it was just a fucking realization that came to me a long time ago. I've never really brought it up because I don't really talk about fucking environment all that much. They keep saying that Joe Biden's environmental plan is going to open up 7 million more jobs than Donald Trump's plan. Right? 7 million more jobs. Do anybody know what those jobs are going to be? Because I'll tell you exactly what those jobs are going to be. They're going to be making fucking windmills and solar panels. And fucking around with houses, pretty much essentially tearing them down and rebuilding them. Those are going to be the jobs. So if you love the idea of working at a fucking factory line, building fucking solar panels, or if you absolutely love the idea of tearing down and rebuilding every single house in the country, house and building in the country, if you want that to be your job and you're unemployed by it right now, right? You know, Joe Biden wants to tear down this entire country and rebuild it all green. Construction's your thing, man. You know, but I don't know how that's going to create a lot of jobs for women. Women don't usually go into that field. I'm not being sexist. If women wanted to go into that field, Joe Biden wants to create a lot of those jobs. But I'm just saying, ladies, you looking forward to the assembly line? Or construction? Because those are going to be the jobs that are going to be available under Joe Biden's Green New Deal. That they keep saying it isn't. And the fucking question was fantastic. So Kamala Harris, you co-sponsored the Green New Deal, and Joe Biden said he liked the Green New Deal, and now you both say you don't like the Green New Deal, but your website for your campaign says that it's an integral part of the foundation. So what's up with the Green New Deal? And then she goes into, we're not going to ban fracking. And I'm like, but you both said that you're fracking. Like, dude, shit's on tape. Am I encouraged enough to look it up? Let's find out.
I am not banning fracking. Let me say that again. I am not banning fracking. No new fracking.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those.
So, first of all, I will repeat, and the American people know, that Joe Biden will not ban fracking. That is a fact.
Will you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking your first day in office, adding the United States to the list of countries who have banned this devastating practice?
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah.
So, yeah, it was just... Kamala Harris lives in her fabricated reality. Mike Pence lives in the real world with all the rest of us. He's still got his fabricated parts of reality, but nevertheless. And... Right? So... It was just ridiculous to watch. Like, it was just ridiculous to watch. Because the whole time I'm sitting there listening to her going, the only thing that annoys me is the amount of people that believe you're horseshit right now. This is like, oh, Joe Biden never said that he's going to get rid of fracking. Just except for the 5 or 6 times that he said he's going to get rid of fracking. And you guys don't like the Green New Deal, except it's on your fucking website. And you just still can't say whether or not you're going to pack the court. Like, dude, it's just... it's so ridiculous to watch. Like, no, in any other election, in any other year, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would be the fucking laughingstock of the world. Because everybody would be like, what do these people think, we're fucking stupid? They're just saying their shit. Like, we've got video proof against damn near everything they've said. You gotta be fucking kidding me. What do they think we are, stupid? Really? They really think we're that stupid? That you're just gonna boldly lie to my fucking face? But nowadays, yeah, they really do think that we're that stupid. And you wanna know why? Because there's so goddamn many of us that are. What reason do they have to not think we're that stupid to believe their shit? Because so many people just believe their shit. So, it was really interesting. I thought it was a great debate. I think Mike Pence fucking crushed her. Because... when all you have is horseshit, you just look like a person that's standing around with a bunch of horseshit just smelling bad. That's all you've got. You really have nothing else. She actually just said with a fucking straight face that this administration doesn't believe in science. Bitch, you think that men can have babies. So Mike Pence fucked her up. And that was awesome. So around 10 o'clock, an hour or so into the debate, I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to bed. I don't even fucking care. I'm like, this is great. I'm loving watching this. I want to see the rest of it. This is fantastic, but I don't care. I'm going to bed now. 10 o'clock, bedtime. Going to bed. I get into bed. I still feel a little hot. So, like, I got the fan on, but I kind of turn it a little bit towards me because it's, getting hot. And I take my one blanket, which is like super warm blanket, but not really. Does that make any sense? Like, it's a super warm blanket if it's layered. Like, if you have another blanket on top of it, it's like sleeping with a heating pad. Like, it's really weird. I have one blanket that actually stays pretty cool. Like, it really just stays pretty cool. But you put it over top of this other blanket, I'm in the fucking furnace. So, I'm just sleeping with the, the really comfy, nice, warm blanket. Right? And I'm kind of curled up under that, but it's small. It's very small. So I can stretch out and kind of poke my feet out, my hands out. And if I'm getting too hot, that kind of cool me down a little bit, or I can just throw it off of me or whatever, it's a very functional blanket for me. And it's so soft that it doesn't bother me. So I always wind up sleeping with this blanket now. But I went to bed at 10. I tried to fall asleep, couldn't fall asleep because my mind was racing until 11. And I still stayed up until midnight, just rolling around in bed trying to fall asleep. And then I fell asleep around, I don't know, whenever the fuck I fell asleep. Woke up again around 2 o'clock, and I was chills. Like it was chills. And I'm like, God damn it. And so I, get another blanket on top of me, because now I'm like, well, now I'm getting chills. This is not good. And a couple hours later, I woke up a couple of times, and now I got a headache. So now I've got a headache, chills, and it's really hot. So I'm like, fantastic. So I continue to just try and sleep it off. Continue to not, I'm still up every hour, but, I would get up and then fall right back asleep. So whenever even if I'm getting up every hour, at least then I'm still getting sleep. I'm fine to go to work. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird how that is, but it's how it is. So I was fine to go to work the next day. I wake up, right? And I'm really hot, and I've got really bad chills. And I know exactly what that means. When your body's hot internally and the outside is chilled as all fuck, I know what that means. So I go and I take my temperature, and it's like 100 something, 100 point something. And I'm like, so I called work, because I'm like, what the fuck, what is even the point of getting dressed and going in there? Because I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to walk in, I'm going to clock in. I'm going to go into the office, I'm going to go to the HR lady, she's going to shoot me in the fucking head with the scanner gun and go, you have a fever. What are you even doing here? And she's going to send me the fuck home. I already had a doctor's appointment scheduled for today, after work, because of everything that was going on with the sleeping, and I'm like, I'm at the point now where my will is broken down, I don't even fucking care anymore, drug me. So I have sleeping pills now. Yay! So yeah, we're gonna see tonight how that shit goes. But so now I have to go and get another COVID test tomorrow. And I still have a very slight headache. I've got kind of body aches. Right? Like in my upper back and shit like that. I got body aches. And I don't have the chills anymore, and I haven't had a fever since about 2 o'clock or so. So when I took my temperature and the fever was gone. I went into the doctor. Fucking, they took my temperature. And like, dude, I got a flu shot. Now, I know. Everybody says that you don't get sick from the flu shot. It's bullshit. That's bullshit lie. And here's the reason why they do that bullshit lie. Because people are so fucking stupid that they are against vaccinations. So they have to do everything humanly possible, including fucking lying to more, because they're already so moronic they believe dumb shit. So we'll just continue to lie to them, because whatever, why bother telling them the truth? Yeah, you get sick from it, but it goes away after a couple of days. Fucking live with it. Like, you take the fucking flu vaccine. You should get it. So I go into the guy, and, I'm talking to the guy who shoots everybody in the head. Well, he shot me in the wrist, but whatever. Shoots everybody on their way into the hospital. And he's like, do you have any of these symptoms on this board? And I'm like, well, yeah, I do. I said, I got a headache, and I had chills last night, and I had a fever last night. But I got a flu shot yesterday. And he goes, oh, well, that's the flu shot. I was like, you're fine. Took my temperature. You don't have a fever now, buddy. I was 97.4, right, when he took my temperature there. So, fantastic. I go up, go in, sit down, wait a while, see the nurse. I start telling the nurse what's going on, because I think the nurse is the doctor, because I don't ever fucking know what's going on in that place anymore. It's a I need to get like an actual doctor, like my doctor. This is my doctor, right? I need to get that. I don't have that. Every time I go in there, I see residents. So I have to re-explain everything that's been going on with me to a whole new person every time I go in there. I'm getting tired of it. So I need to find myself like an actual, my doctor. This is my doctor. I go see this doctor. This doctor knows what's going on with me, and that's why I go to this doctor, because they know what's going on with me. I need that. I don't need to explain the shit to somebody new every fucking time. Anyways, So, talking to the nurse, I'm telling her what's going on, and I'm like, I need to get a note that I go back to work tomorrow because, you know, I had the flu shot and a fever and blah, 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 and I'm fine now. And she took my temperature and everything. And she went, well, you're fine now. So it was probably the flu shot. And I said, right? Talking to the doctor, the actual resident comes in to have me explain shit all over to him again. So I tell him what's going on, right? And he says, oh, that's probably a flu shot. Don't worry about that, right? I forgot, however, to tell him that I needed a note from a doctor releasing me back to work. I just explained the whole thing with the flu shot and the fever and everything to him, and he went, yeah, that's the flu shot. So then, after he leaves, I sit in there for a good 20 minutes. And then another doctor comes in. Now, this is actually one of the teaching doctors that teaches in here. She starts talking to me about everything. I have to explain everything all over to her again. I really need to get my own doctor. So, I tell her everything now. And explain to her what's going on. And I say, and I need to have a release because I got the flu shot yesterday. And I had a fever this morning. So I need to get a release to go back to work. And she goes, hold on a second. And she leaves. And I'm like, so I'm in there for another 20 minutes. Shit, you fucking not. And then she comes back in and she's like, well, the resident that just saw you, he's left for the day. And I'm like, I'm still in here. Like, why the fuck is he leaving if he still has a patient? And I'm like, all right, so you're a doctor, right? I need a note from you saying I can go back to work tomorrow. And she goes, well, hold on a second. And I'm like, so I sit in there for another 5 minutes. And she comes back and says, look, I can't give you a note because you had a fever. You have to go get a COVID test. And I'm like, you're going to put me in quarantine for the flu shot? And she goes, well, you see, the flu shot doesn't really get you sick. And I'm like, oh my God. So because the fourth doctor I saw today is an idiot, I have to not go to work tomorrow. I'm under quarantine. And I have to go get a COVID test tomorrow. Again. So I worked one day this week. I am really just fucking done with this year. This year is about a piece of shit. I'm really done with this year. This has been the worst year for me in my fucking life. I can't think of another year that tops just the shit that has happened to me this fucking year. This year has just been about a piece of shit. So, that's what's going on with me, and that's what I thought about the debate last night. So I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tell you what my experience getting a COVID test again was like. I'll tell you what the differences have been now. From, when was the last one I got? April? March? March, April? Somewhere around there? We'll see how they've improved over the past couple of months. I guess we'll be fucking tomorrow's video because God damn it. So, there you go. That's what's up.